Hey everybody. This is Lauren, the Cheerful Baker, and I'm just moving my projector out of the way and turning it off so the battery does not die. Today we are talking about personalizing cookies, and I'm going to show you how to decorate the cutest cookie from my Cheerful box, which is this one right here. I love on Facebook how it actually shows it not backwards, because on Instagram it reverses it. So I've been a cookie decorator for about 7 years, and I have gone through several projectors, and I have found one that I love. And I don't know about you. Oh, if you get on, be sure and tell me hi. Tell me where you're from, what you're doing today, whatever you want to say, just so I don't feel like I'm all alone. But I've gone through several different projectors, and I finally found one that I love. And it really makes a big difference in the quality of product that you put out there if you have a cookie business. It just, things look a lot cleaner and neater. For instance, this one, I can't write that well, so it would not look that good. And I think that is super cute. So I'm going to first show you how to decorate the cookie. This is a cookie from the Cheerful box, which right now the subscription's closed, but you can go to cheerfulcutters.com and get on the wait list so you don't miss another one. But I did put this cookie for sale on my website, which is cheerfulcutters.com, because I thought, how can I talk about a cookie and then not let people get it? I mean, or a cookie, not let people get the cookie cutter. So let's say hi to some people. Lemon Bite Cookies. Hi from Washington. I've never been to Washington. Stephanie's at work. Hi, Stephanie. Elizabeth is watching from Texas. Is it hot where you are, Elizabeth? Because it's starting to get kind of warm in Kentucky, but I'm ready for summer. Patty's from Wisconsin. Gina is from California. Let's trade. Gina, you come to Kentucky. I'll go to California. Simone, you're watching from South Africa? Oh my gosh, that's a crazy. That's so wonderful. Thank you all for joining me today. Okay, so are y'all ready to get started? Now, I am going to add this to the video. Whoops, let me stop. Um, Let's start again. This is a recording, but I'm going to talk through what I did. This is what my Cheerful Box subscribers get when they get a video. And I was going to do this in person. And then I thought, it's really easier to just do this because it's exactly the same. You all will see what we're doing. So I have baked my cookie, and the colors that we're using for this cookie, we're using black. And I'll give you some tips on black here in just a little bit. We're also using white and pink, and an edible marker. And I'll show you the edible marker that we used. Actually, I'll go ahead and give you the tips right now for the black. I'm using 20-second icing because you'll notice there's not a ton of black on it. It's just the bottom. So I don't have to make any little details. So I'm using 20-second icing for both the piping and the flooding. I'm using white piping and white flooding. I need piping icing that's pretty thick because I'm going to write on it. Next, I'm going to be using pink 20-second icing because I want to do the middle of his ears with 20-second icing, and I want to do his little nose. Although I could use flood icing for the pink ears, if I use it on the nose, it's going to crater, and I don't want that to happen. So let's go ahead and start. I've got my 20-second black icing, and I'm just going to pipe around the edge of the cookie. And then you will see I'm going to flood with the same consistency. When I use black icing, I always make it ahead of time. And let it sit for a day or two. That way you don't have to use too much coloring. I love the sugar art. That's the coloring that I use. Except for black. Black, I use Americolor Super Black, which is just the best black that I've found. So I'm just wiggling it around with my scribe so that I have that nice and filled in. I love the black. I thought it looked sort of like a chalkboard. Didn't you? Now, the key to not having these colors bleed into each other is dry time. So I let the black dry for a couple of hours and made sure that it was really good and crusted over before I started the white. And then they don't bleed into each other. So I said we were using white piping icing. I'm just going around the edge with the white piping icing. And then I'm going to use my pink 20-second icing, and I'm going to draw in the middle of the ears. Now, I sped this video up so that you all could watch it a little bit faster. Um, it's twice as fast as it normally is. Now, I like to fill in the edge or the outside part of the ear first. So I'm doing that with my white flood icing. I think it's easier to do the outside first and then go back in and fill in the inside. So you don't have to wait until that white is dry. You can just go ahead and do the pink, and they'll kind of they'll kind of blend into each other. So that's what I'm doing here. Now, I realized that I should not have gone down all the way with the white. So I'm using my little scraper to take that part off where the hands are, the little paws. And I'm going to go around the edge because I want that whole area to be filled in white. Because my little paws are going to be sticking above my bunny, I didn't want them to be sinking down in. So I have to make sure to fill that whole thing in with white. I love this little scribe. Okay, now I've let it dry overnight, and I'm using a Tweets marker. It's Tweets Cookie Connection, if you all can see right there. Tweets Cookie Connection have the best markers. They have a couple. One has a really fine tip. If I can find it, I won't be able to find it because, of course, I'm live. And then the other one has a brush tip, and I love to write with this tip. So these are my go-to markers. Next, I'm going to use that black again to make the little eyes. Now I'm going over top of where his little paw should be, and I'm going to fill that in with my piping icing, which is a little, no, I take that back. I didn't do the piping icing. This is the flood icing. I used a flood that was a little bit thicker, so I didn't have to worry about cratering. Hello, Wendy. Hello, Angie. Hello, Elizabeth. Hello, Mimi. I hope I said, if I forgot to say hello to you, I'm so sorry. Now, here is what I'm using, which I'll show you a little bit more about in a minute. I'm using the website called the Font, which I'll show you, and I found a font that I liked because I'm making this cookie for my mom's friend Pat. So I'm using piping icing and a tip number 1.5, which is key to writing on cookies. 1.5. Make sure that you get that tip. It's about $6. You'll be like, why in the world do I need a tip that's that expensive? But it makes all the difference when you're writing on cookies. Next, I'm going to take my flood icing, which again is a little bit thicker, and I am going to fill that in. The reason I want it to be a little thicker is I don't want cratering. So now Pat has a personalized cookie. Isn't that super cute? I just love it. Now, I also made a little royal icing transfer, and so I'm just going to pop that right on there, just to add a little bit of extra cuteness. So I sell these royal icing transfer sheets in my shop too. You can find those there. Isn't that super cute? Do y'all have any questions about that? Now that's just an example of some of the cookies that I made for my set. And let's go on. Let me remove this. Let's go on and talk about a few things. First of all, you'll notice on my little cookie here, I did some little white on the eyes. Again, I did that with the 1.5 tip that I use for the writing. After the black was dry, I just put a little dot. And then you can see how I made his little whiskers with that Tweets pen that I can't find right now. Oh, here it is. Here it is right here. Tweets Cookie Connection. This is the best. It's called Ultra Fine Tip. Now this is black. They also come in gray, and gray is fantastic. If you are going to put a design on top of a cookie that already is flooded white, and then that's going to be your base, and you're going to draw a design on top of it. The Tweets pens that are gray are wonderful for that because they don't, let's see if I have one here. They don't show, it's a very light color. I might be out of the gray one. Yeah, I do. If you're going to CookieCon, I'm sure she'll be there, and go to her booth first because she'll sell out because they're the great. The tip is so, you can't see, it's too small, but it's so teeny tiny and it's just fantastic. So I love that. Okay, questions. When you say a little thicker, do you mean 20-second icing? Yes. Let's see. How did I say, when did I use that term, a little thicker? Yeah, I'm sure that that's what I was talking about. So, for instance, 20-second. No, it's not. 20-second icing. Yeah, okay, so my regular flood is about 8 seconds, which means when you draw your knife through it, it's about 8 seconds till the line closes up. 20-second icing, it takes about 20 seconds for the line to close up. When I say a little thicker, it's probably more like, I don't know, 15-second. You don't have to worry about that as long as when you are, like, you can test it out. You just drop a little bit or kind of wiggle your knife in the icing. And if it spreads out on its own, but takes a little bit longer to do so, I mean, it's not real runny, then that's the icing I will use. I don't know if that made sense. Let's see. I'm filling the letters in. Yes, that I probably use, a little thicker flood or 20-second icing. Yeah, you just don't want to use flooding that is as thin as you would normally flood a cookie because it can cause craters. Another thing that you can do to prevent craters is either put your cookie in a dehydrating machine, which I have a great dehydrator, and I use it on 95 degrees for about 25 minutes. I also have these little plastic liners underneath so the air doesn't actually get on the bottom of the cookie. It just goes over the top so it doesn't dry the cookie out at all. You can also put your cookies in front of a clean fan to prevent cratering, or you can, let's see, I don't think I have it. Believe it or not, you can get a hot air gun like at Lowe's, and you can just blow the top of the cookie with the hot air gun and it will help it crust over quicker. I think I have an Instagram video of me using the hot air gun. So, any other questions about how I decorated that cute cookie? I love this. And I'm telling you, my mom's friend absolutely loved it. She loves bunnies. And my Cheerful Box subscribers all got a free gift tags. And oh yeah, I'll tell you about the pins. Got free gift tags to put with their creations that they made. They got a download so they can print as many as they want. And so I added that. Oh shoot, I didn't want to do that. I added that to the gift that my mom gave to her friend. It was adorable. She said she was never going to eat it. She was just going to put it on display. Okay, the pins are by a company called Tweets Cookie Connection. I don't know that for sure that she's going to be at CookieCon. She's always been to CookieCon when I've been there, but you can go to tweetscookieconnection.com. Ultra fine tip, fantastic. They also have these brush tips which you can do brush lettering if you want to try and write it by hand. I am going to be at Cookie Con, but not Orlando. I'm going to be in Ohio, so come to Ohio. Yeah, I'm only going to be in Ohio this year, but I love Cookie Con. It's so much fun. Oh, about the eyes. Okay, that's a good. I'm glad you asked about the eyes. So the way that I did the eyes is I just used, you know how I said I used 20-second icing for the black? I used 20-second icing for the eyes. And so I let the white dry completely. And then I put the black on it, the 20-second icing. You see it sticks up a little bit. And then after that's dry, I took that tip number 1.5 and I put my piping icing in there, and then I put the little dots. Now they stick up a little bit, right? But isn't it cute? That doesn't matter. I used to put the dots down in the black and oh, Angie, it's okay. It'll be recorded. So you just drive and later you can watch it on replay. I don't want you to get in a wreck. So that's how I do the little eyes. When I would put the white down in the black, it would bleed. I didn't like the way that looked. So I've decided to do it like that. Now let's talk about the projector that I use. So let me go up here. Like I said, I've used lots of different projectors. This is the one I've had for about a year and a half. Actually, almost 2 years. I got it in 2021. It is an Acaso projector. Here, I can show you on Amazon what it is. Here it is right here. It's $269, which I thought, oh my gosh, why am I going to spend $269 on a projector? But it's really the very best one. If you're going to buy a projector, get a good one that's easy to connect. This one connects to to the iPhone and to Android. It's kind of fun too. You can project movies up on the screen. It doesn't have great sound, so you would need a different a different speaker to be able to do that. But this is the one that I have, a Caso WT50 mini pocket Pico projector. A lot of people have, let me go back to where I was. A lot of people have white, you'll see little white projectors by Acaso. My personal opinion of those is they're not worth the money. I've gone through several of those and they broke not very long after I started using them. So I would not recommend those. They're cheaper, but you get what you pay for, right? So I'm a big proponent. If you're going to get a piece of equipment, get something good. This is the one that I love. So that's one thing that I use. Now, the other thing, let me show you here. There's a free website. It's called DaFont, and I will go there so I can show you that now. DaFont, DAFONT.com is what it is. And so there's lots of different fonts that you can choose to use at the top. I always go for the script fonts. I like that look. So I just picked one. You can play around on DaFont. It's very easy. I picked one called Margadeth because I like the way that looks. And here's what's nice. Let's say I wanted to write Pat. So I'm going to just type in Pat and I'm going to hit submit. And there you go. There's Pat. Now, if I don't like that one, I can go, well, you won't be able to see me do that because it'll change. But you can just find a font that you like, and then you type in the word that you want, and then it'll come up and you can replicate that onto your cookie using your projector. There are a lot of other places that you can buy fonts to use if you love a font that that you want to use over and over and over. There are lots of different places. I mean, you just Google fonts and you'll be able to find 1,000,000,000 different fonts. But tons of cookie decorators use DeFont. So now let's talk about, let me see if there was anything else I wanted to show you up here. No, that was it. Okay, now let's talk about how to do the projector. Oh, the 1.5 icing tip is a cost I'm thinking a Casa. Hold on, let me look real quick. Let me look. And then I'll show you all. 1.5 icing, because I can't think of who it's made by right now. It is PME icing tip. It's called a PME Super Tube. So here I can show you right here. It's right here. PME Super Tube. You cannot buy this. They don't sell it at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. I haven't seen. You really have to order it. It's $6. It's worth every penny. Get a couple of them because you will never want to write with anything else. It's absolutely fantastic. Okay. So I have my projector, right? My projector, which is the Acaso. I have my my DeFont. Now, what do I do next? You need a good stand. And I use an Archon mount, which is right here. I actually have 3 Archon mounts. I love them. They're fantastic. I have a coupon code. I don't remember what it is. I'll be honest, but I'll find it and I'll put it in the comments because I haven't shared it in a long time. That it saves you 20%. But I don't, cheerful 20, I think is what it is. But honestly, I don't remember, but I'll find it and put it in the comments. The thing I love about this is you can raise and lower the height. So once I put my projector on the front of this, like this, if my image is too big or too small, all I have to do is raise or lower how far it is away from my cookie. So that makes life a whole lot easier. Now, once you turn your projector on, let me turn it on. The one that I have is battery operated. I would highly suggest, or not, it's rechargeable. Highly suggest getting one that's rechargeable. You do not want to have to worry about plugging this in because the cord gets in your way and it's really a pain. So once you turn it on, you're going to have a menu that pops up. And on the menu, I'll tell you here in just a second. And you can also, there are lots of YouTube videos that you can watch. In fact, I probably should do a YouTube video, right, on how to connect it. But there are lots of YouTube. So you can watch YouTube on this projector. Now, the sound's not very good, but you could hook it up to an external speaker. If you have kids, they'll think that's cool. You can watch Netflix. But what I'm going to do is called screen share. So I wish I could show you all this, but I can't because it won't. But see how it's highlighted down here on my table? On the front of my projector, there is a movable mouse, which is really cool, like a trackpad on the computer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that and I'm going to click on where it says Smart Share. And then it gives me 3 options. One is AirPlay, one is Wi-Fi display, and one is eShare. I don't know what Wi-Fi display and eShare are. I have no idea. I've never used them. But because I use Apple, I'm going to use AirPlay. So I'm putting my hand up on this little screen and I'm going to highlight it where it says AirPlay, where I can see it down on my table. And I'm going to click it. And now it says, use your Apple device, iPad, iPhone, or iTouch in airplane mode. So I go to my phone and I'm going to go down from the top. Okay. And then there's this little button right here that looks like there's two rectangles, one in front of the other. I'm going to click on that. And now, do you see how it gives me different ways to screen mirror? I can choose eShare. I can choose Lauren's MacBook Pro, Office TV, Samsung TV. I'm not going to use any of those. All I'm going to do is I'm going to use eShare. So I'm going to click the eShare button and it's thinking. It's thinking. And in just a minute, whatever I have on my screen is going to show, and it's already working, is going to show down from the projector. It's going to project it down onto the table. So I would find the DeFont app. I would choose the font. I would choose the, write in the word, hook this up to my projector, and the projector is going to shine down on my cookie exactly what I want it to say. And I'll be able to use that to write on my cookie. Now, with part of my Cheerful Box subscription, I give clip art. So here's an example right here. So in my group, we have a Facebook group. I put the actual clip art just of the little bunny. So that way you could bring that picture up on your phone. It's going to show this exact bunny. You can write the Happy Easter that way. You can also use it to decorate your cookies. If you have an image that you want to project, here's a good example. I think this is a pretty easy cookie. This is one that was in the box also. But let's say you were kind of uncomfortable about the placement, because here's what the cookie looks like, right? And you're like, where do I put the face? I don't know where I put the face. Now, I teach you that in the class, but you could put the clip art in your projector. You could project it down on the cookie and voila. I mean, I'm telling you, with a projector, you can up your cookie price significantly because your work is going to be a lot neater and you can charge more. Hi, from Laura. I have the same projector and love it, but suddenly the image that projects is so wide and I don't know how to fix that. Do you know what I can do? Thank you for sharing. You know what, Laura? It's so weird. My projector acted kind of funny one time. And so I just turned it off for about an hour and turned it on and it was fixed. So you maybe it seems like maybe I had to update it one time too. I don't remember for sure. But that's a possibility. I mean, there is a home screen. You could try going into the settings. Maybe there's an update, but I'm not sure. But I do love the projector. Do you have the link to that projector? Yes. I will put it in the comments. I can show you again let me show you again on Facebook, and I will put the link in. Let me show it to you again here in just a second. Let's see. I want to stop this screen. Isn't this cool? I love this program, how I can show all this stuff. Okay, let's see. Okay, here it is. It's the Acaso WT50. You know what? Maybe I can. Well, here we go. I can copy the link right there. Mini Pico projector. And like I said, it's a little bit pricey, but I'm telling you, it's awesome. So let's see if I just did that. Yes, I put the link in there, I think. So thank you for joining me today for Tuesday Tips. I'm really going to try hard to do this every Tuesday. Let me show you one more thing before we hang up. Okay. If you're still needing Easter cookie cutters, I have really cute cookie cutters. It's totally toot my own horn, but I'm okay with that. But you can go to cheerfulcutters.com. Here's my Easter collection. Some of them are clip art, some of them are the decorated cookies. This one right here is so cute. It's a cookie set. You'll be able to find the Easter cookie that we just did a moment ago. Um, You'll be able to find that on there. And oh, okay. It didn't, for some reason, I wasn't. Can you all see the link to the projector? I'm not sure if that came through. It says I have an error. But what was I saying? So anyway, I hope you learned a little bit of something today about how to decorate this cute cookie. If you're interested in a coordinated set of cookie cutters where you don't have to think and it's just comes right to your door, that you want to just have fun decorating and not searching for cookie cutters, then go to cheerfulcutters.com, read about the cheerful box, and join the wait list. Right now we're closed, but we will have openings in June. And because you don't want to miss out on these cute cutters. And I tell you, when I first started decorating cookies, and even years in, I would spend so much time, oh my gosh, searching for cookie cutter sets. You don't have to do that. I ship it to you and voila, it's done. Plus, you have the step-by-step tutorial on how to decorate all the cookies in the box. So let's see, any other questions? Oh, Wendy, you will love the tips. You will absolutely love it. Angie, I've never had a Kodak projector. I've just had that white one from Picasso, which I do not like. And I have had this one since I bought it June of 2021, and I use it a lot, and it has always worked out great. So thank you all for watching. I'm going to post this in the group. If you have any questions about what I talked about, please feel free to post them. And if you would like to share this information with any of the cookie groups that you're in or with your cookie friends, that would be wonderful. Hopefully this will help somebody out there up their cookie game. So have a cheerful day. Bye.